up, ready for tomorrow. It's going to be the opening day archery for Oregon. So we're going to just run through a quick little day hunt pack list, or kind of what we're running this year. And mind you, it's going to change throughout the season for the specific species that we're hunting, but this is what we're going to rock for the first weekend. So backpack really won't change too much. This is the Everly Stock F2 Transformer with the pack frame on it. What I like about this pack is the versatility. What I mean by that is it can be just the pack frame, and it has a whole bunch of molly webbing here, so you can put different sizes of packs and stuff like that, which I do a lot for scouting trips and shed hunts. And then you can attach the bag on it and use it as either a day hunt, or I usually use this kind of as a camp bag and leave this at camp. It attaches in two different formats, either by zipper, or you can stretch it out a little bit more through the buckles. I like the buckles because if you have most of your camp stuff in this pack, you can get your first load of meat on here, strap this on here, and pack out kind of heavy. So that's the bag that we're running. Like I said, I like its versatility. I had some adjustment issues with it to begin. I'm a pretty tall, lengthy guy, and I just had the sternum straps kind of at my clavicle. I've got to adjust a little bit better, but we're still in the search. But this is what we're running right now. So on the hip belts, I always run my pistol, and then a water bottle carrier. I don't use the Camelback systems anymore with the hose. I think they just leak. Your water's warm. They always taste funny. So and then you always had to have a different filtration system with it. So I started running Nalgene bottles. What I missed about my Camelback is that you always had water right there. So I got a hip water carrier. Seems small. It's one of the small things that can help you out a little bit. And then we run the Nalgenes because inside the pack list, we'll just cut to it, we've got the SteriPEN. And the SteriPEN works great with 32 ounce, 64 ounce Nalgene bottles, click or two, swirl her around for a while, and then you're drinking water. And I always carry a little bit of Mountain Ops with me for flavoring, because if you are doing the elk wallow pull out, it filters it cleans the bad stuff out of the water, but it still tastes like trash. So a little bit of Mountain Ops Enduro or whatever makes it real nice. So that's my main pack. Of course, got my GPS on here. And then we've got the day pack in here. So what's going to be inside my day pack? A thing I like about it is it does open into the middle. That makes it pretty nice, and then it's got a roll top there. Inside, I try to keep it as sleek as possible. Actually, one more thing that we'll go back to is there is also the Peak Design Pro Capture clip, and what that does is just it lets you screw it into that stud on the bottom. You screwed it into the stud on the bottom of your camera. Basically a tripod adapter, and then you can put this anywhere. It makes it super slick and easy. But so inside the bag, we have the kill kit. What's inside the kill kit is basically game bags, of course. I use Ovis synthetic game bags instead of the Alaskan game bags for a few different reasons. One being, the biggest really is the amount of flies and dirt that it lets through. Zero with these, a little bit with the Alaskan game bags. They are reusable, so there's pros and cons to that. The con to me is having to wash bloody game bags, which kind of sucks. But they are super tough. They have a little bit of reflective pieces down the side of them. The Ovis ones do, at least. That makes it dope. So if you're hanging meat in the middle of the night and coming back in early morning, you can see where game bags are for a long ways. Of course, you waypoint them on a GPS, but it's always nice to see them from a couple hundred yards away. Inside the game bag, or inside the kill kit game bags, I've got extra blades from a Havalon knife, which I keep in my Bino Harness, but extra blades in my kill kit. I have a knife that I just use for meat. This is a knife that I never use for, it is strictly meat basically. No rope, no hide, no nothing. Just strictly meat knife. I carry a sharpener in there for that. Some 550 cord, because you can never go wrong with a bunch of 550 cord. A bone saw, just in case. I usually pop them out of the sockets, but if you want to pull some shanks off or something along those lines, saw is always nice to have. There is a little plastic bag, little tie back sheet I like to lay out my meat on as we're peeling it from the animal. And then some latex gloves. It came with the kill kit. And then the other thing that we have is some orange flagging tape, and that's just so the beginning, when you're trying to blood trail them out, it's always nice to have very visual going through there. So that's my kill kit. That's kind of the bread and butter of what we're doing here. SteriPEN we already kind of covered. I keep that in for my water purification. Keep it pretty readily available because I like to just dip as much water as I possibly can every creek that we're crossing. And it's super easy to use. So I have this pretty readily available, and I just bring one Nalgene bottle. And I got a first aid kit with more 550 cord because you can't go wrong with 550 cord. A tourniquet, band-aids, moleskin, kind of just a very basic, light, easy there. I've got an extra headlamp in the dry sack, and then my primary, which is a Black Eagle something, or black, it's a Black Diamond something, I don't know. It's a USB rechargeable. I like that because I run a lot of battery packs and stuff for the cameras and the phones, so this just works out really nice. And then the Bino Harness isn't really in the pack, but because it's on your body, and I think it's become one of those things we're going to cover here as well. So I've ran a bunch of different Bino Harnesses out in the past few years, guiding and whatnot, and I love there's a bunch of great products on the market right now. The Badlands, the Horn Hunter, I think they're all good. The Sitka, I think they're all great Bino Harnesses. There was just a few things in each one of them that made me want to switch up. And so for the past 2 years, I've been running the Alaska Guide Creation Bino Harness, and absolutely love it. Haven't had too many complaints so far. I've seen guys put auto locks on here, and I think that would be like my only recommendation. Hello? What's up, dude? We're back. Alright, the planning of the hunt really never stops until the hunt starts. So, Bino Harness. Alaskan Guide Packs, Alaskan Guide Creations. Great little pack. I like it because, again, it's versatility. And what that means to me in this one is how many pockets it has. It's kind of changed up my kit. Because of the fact that we always make those decisions for some reason in the middle of the season to leave our packs somewhere and go off. I don't know why we do this, because I think we've all made that mistake and all realize that it's never been beneficial at all, never once, but it happens. And as much as I plan for it not to happen this season, I can almost guarantee you that it's going to. So I've kind of got the Bino Harness to where if that does happen, I can plan on my stupidity. Then I have some things where it's not as bad. So I like the pockets of these ones. The problems that I had with the other ones were mostly them squeaking from the inside, uncomfortable weight distribution. This one's been quiet with the Vortex that I run. The weight distribution has been awesome with the big back strap that it has. Wide shoulder straps that I really like how wide they are. A little bit of cushion and some mesh through them so it's breathable. And then the pockets. So inside the pockets, what I'm running on in the front here, I'd have my Bino adapter for my tripod. It makes your glassing 10 times better. I got the Petzl E-Light in here, which is like a third backup flashlight headlamp that just works for everything. It's got a little bit of red. It does some pretty sweet things. If you haven't checked these out, they're cheap, they're light. Check them out. Little lens, white dealio lens pen for the optics and the lenses. My Havalon's in here with some extra blades and smoke in the bottle on the other side. I'll keep my tags on the back of this, and you're pretty much set to go. The only other things that may come in dependent on the season and where I'm going is maybe some trioxane for fire starter, aqua tabs, or throw in the SteriPEN in there. But other than that, that's kind of how that's how I like to run the Bino harness in the system. This is what we're gonna run. Added some camera gear that most people wouldn't have. I always run basically everything I organize is in dry bags. I do that just so there's added protection from blood and water, and it's a nice way to be able to just grab out, the small camo bags, your camera gear. The yellow one is this, that, it's a nice little organization system inside your bag as well with added security. Really doesn't add any other weight to it, so I like that. We have the camera gear and obviously the camo and stuff like that. We'll throw that in another video afterward. These are the packs and everything that we're running this year. If you guys have any questions about anything that we've covered so far, comment it down below. Like, subscribe, and follow to all the videos. And thank you.